One thing that's really important to understand about the navigation tools, which you might be wondering about, is they don't actually do anything to the image itself. You're not using them to manipulate the image. What you're using them to do is to move around it to different areas, to see different views of the image. We're constantly doing that with Photoshop. And the navigation tools are what you're going to use to change the way that you see things and look at your image. So starting with the hand tool down here, this works together with the zoom tool. And if I have the hand tool selected right now, my image is fitting completely within the frame. If I click and drag, the hand tool isn't doing anything at all to the image, which may be confusing. So keep in mind and remember that for the hand tool to work, you actually have to be zoomed into the image. I'm going to really quickly zoom in just by clicking Command plus. You can use Command plus and minus to zoom in or out of the image. Now the hand tool is working for us. Since we're zoomed in, we can't see the whole frame, and the hand tool is what we use to move around it. Once again, this is not manipulating the image in any way, it's just allowing us to navigate around it. So one thing you're probably noticing is that when I click on the image and move with the hand tool, if I let off, the image keeps moving around the screen. That's called flick panning. I'm going to show you how that works. So if I just click and grab on the image and push it with the mouse, it keeps cruising. Some people like this, some people don't. You can change this in your preferences later. Just spend some time getting comfortable with it, and it'll be second nature before you know it. So when we're working on an image, not only do we want to be able to move around the image itself, we want to change the position in terms of its rotation. So by hitting R or clicking and holding on the hand tool, I can choose the Rotate View tool. So why do I want to rotate the view? Sometimes when I'm making marks, painting with the brush, my hand moves a certain way naturally that makes it a lot easier for me to paint brush strokes. So what I'm going to do is rotate the view of my image to make it easier for me to accurately create strokes on the canvas. Also, cutting out an image using the pen tool, if you rotate the view, lots of times it's going to be a lot easier to accurately create that line. Just like if you're drawing actually on a piece of paper or painting on a canvas, sometimes you're going to need to move it around to just be able to make marks more accurately. This is the same concept. So once you're in this rotated view, how do you get out of it? If you have the Rotate View tool still active, simply just hit Escape, and it returns you to the original orientation of the image. Keep in mind too, you can access the Rotate tool temporarily if you have another tool active, such as the hand tool. If I just hold down R, it's going to temporarily let me access the Rotate View tool, and when I let go, it returns to the previous tool I was using, in this case, the hand tool. I can also hold R and hit Escape to return to the original orientation. So there are a lot of different modifiers and different ways of using these tools that you'll just get used to. Just get comfortable with the basic methods of using them, and then build on top of that by using the shortcut keys or the temporary access to the tools. Now, the zoom tool also overlaps with the hand tool a lot. So if I have the zoom tool active by clicking on the magnifying glass or hitting Z for zoom, if I hold down the space bar, I can access the hand tool. So zoom also has a lot of different modifiers. Really, at the most basic level, if we click, there's a little plus inside the magnifying glass, we zoom in. If I hold down Option, notice that the icon in the middle of the magnifying glass changes to a minus. That means we're going to zoom back out when we click. Those are the two basic fundamental modifiers that you need to understand to be able to use the zoom tool immediately. There's also an option called Scrubby Zoom. This is a working preference. Mess around with it, see if you like it. You may want to turn it off, you may want to keep it on. So with Scrubby Zoom, I click anywhere in the image and move left or right, and it zooms in and out. That's a really, really quick way to make a change to your magnification of the image. If I turn Scrubby Zoom off, the functionality changes. Notice it drags out a box. What I'm doing is telling Photoshop where I want to zoom into by defining that box. When I let go, it zooms in. Just get comfortable with the zoom tool, clicking on the canvas, holding down Option to change it from zoom in and zoom out, and you'll be good to go.